Hey guys, welcome to the final video of this WR250F build series. Because it's really a setup, although I feel like I put a little bit more into this than just a normal setup, but we're still just calling it an actual setup video. So this bike started off life as a bone stock 2025 WR250F. If you have not watched all the videos on it, please consider going back to the playlist that is on our channel here. You can watch from the beginning when I picked it up till it is right here. But we are finally completely 100% done with it now, and I actually got to race it last weekend for the very first time in a full-on, no messing around, 6-hour endurance hair scramble all by myself, Ironman. So this bike has been put to the test, and it is absolutely brilliant, and I want to go over all the things we've done with it with you guys, so you'll know what I did, what I think about the things we did, and you'll be able to make informed decisions on whether or not you want to do some of this stuff also. I'm going to kind of go through these things as far as like what I think you actually need, slash what is just kind of nice to have, slash what is just bling. Let me start off by saying a massive, huge, gigantic thank you to the #1 sponsor of this channel, Rocky Mountain ATV MC. Guys, if you already shop at Rocky Mountain, please consider using the link in the description below of this video to pick up a few things. It helps us. You get to save all the normal money that you normally save, all that good stuff. Changes nothing on your end, but it does help us financially, and it's really cool. It is an amazing company. They help us a ton. But first and foremost, please shop locally first. I own a shop. That's why I think my channel resonates, because I actually have to do this stuff for a living, and I got to sell this stuff to customers that I see face to face on a daily basis. So it's not just like some guy on the internet buys it. If you don't like it, whatever. I actually get to talk to these people, go race with them, ride with them, all that good stuff. Support your local shop first. If you don't want to, or you can't, or you want Tusk stuff or things like that, and they're not a Rocky Mountain dealer, consider using our link. It would be huge. Also, I will be shouting out all the people in this video who gave us really cool stuff for this too. I am very blessed to have a lot of wonderful sponsors. So let's start with the very first thing I did. Was I took the giant bong looking thing out of the airbox, and I went ahead and put an FFF pipe on it. I put the Q4 because I didn't want the super loud pipe, and I bought the competition ECU from Yamaha. It's a direct OEM thing. I guess it's aftermarket, but it's OEM aftermarket. I plugged that thing in so that I could unlock the ECU and be able to tune it. Now after that, I played with some tunes. I have not done any tuning on my own. I'm not that guy. Like, I've never even been the guy with a carburetor that like change jet sizes just to see if I can get a little more. I get it close and running good, so it's not going to blow up, and then I run it. Fortunately, we have people like Chris Kiefer out there who does a ton of testing like that, and he has some amazing maps for these things. Just go to his website. I don't know, I've kind of lost the maps in the process. Maybe I'll try to get them off my phone, but I'm using his response map and his passive aggressive map. The passive aggressive map is the blue light on map. The response map is no light on for me as far as the map switch goes. The response map has really good bottom off throttle, like right off idle throttle response. It's a little bit snappy in the loose, like rocky. Well, out here in the West, we get a lot of stuff where it's really dry. The rocks are loose and rolly. It's a little too much for that. It's great when the dirt is in good shape, or when you're in the kind of hard enduro-y things where you have good traction, but you need to lift the front wheel and like pivot and things like that. I like that response map there. When it's loose and dry like it is most of the time, the passive aggressive is really good, because it's a little soft off the bottom, and then it comes on really strong as you pour the coals to it. It really runs well. The next big thing we did was valve this suspension with TBT stuff. We are a TBT shop. We do TBT valving, and this valving is the best I have ever used on a Yamaha. Period. I cannot tell you how freaking good it is. Travis, the owner of TBT, the head owner, has been working on this chassis and this suspension for a long time, because this chassis has been out now since, I think the YZ's got it in 23, the FX's got it in 24, and the WR's got it in 25. And he has been hammering and testing, and this thing is beyond good. It is the most stable bike I've ever ridden. It also turns on a dime. It soaks up big hits. It's good in the little chunder. It is just brilliant. It is very racy. You can feel all the things that are happening, but it doesn't upset the bike, and it doesn't do anything weird. And it doesn't hurt when you feel it, but you can feel it. It's not like a magic carpet ride or whatever, because it's racy, right? You want feedback from the ground so you know what to do. You just don't want it to hurt, and you don't want it to upset the bike. So it's amazing. Hit me up, Morgan at Highland-Cycles.com. We can valve the suspension. Also, any of the other TBT shops can valve your suspension and set it up. It is amazing what we can do to KYB stuff on one of these. Now, we can obviously valve any kind of suspension, WP, Sachs, Showa, all the stuff. We have very good settings for all of it, but this is a special situation. Next thing we did, guys, one of the first things I called about, though, is our XC Gear Mako 360. Guys, these are a absolute must on all of my bikes. Yeah, actually, that's my Fanic, which obviously, and by the way, the Fanic has not gone anywhere. I love that motorcycle. I'll be riding that on Thursday nights most of the time right now. I just have been focusing on this bike, but trust me, I love the freaking Fanic. It's got a Mako 360. My XR has a Mako 360. My kid's YZ does not, because he's my kid and he doesn't make videos. Actually, I'm going to talk to him about that, about getting him on a Mako 360. But yeah, anyway, he's my kid. He's got to earn his stuff. So I love Mako 360s very, very much. I run the SX model. It's a little bit lighter, sexier. I run on this bike. I actually am running orange. Yeah, I'm running orange polymers and I think a green shark bite, so it's a little racier than normal. On my normal bikes, I run purple polymers with an orange shark bite for super cush, but I wanted this bike to be a little more racy. I cannot recommend that Mako 360 enough. Also, cannot recommend the ECU enough and the suspension enough. The suspension on these bikes, honestly, is actually pretty darn good stock, but it has a lot of room for improvement, and if you buy one of these bikes and you really, really want the thing to work well, definitely do that. I would say the ECU and pipe are a must-have. I would say the suspension is not necessarily a must-have. If you want to race, I think it's a must-have. If you want to just go ride the thing, you can probably get away without it and save a bunch of money, but it's definitely a really, really nice upgrade. The T-Rex Moto throttle. Definitely not a must-have. It's more of a bling thing, but it's also, for me, I really like the simplicity of it. It's just a single cable situation. So we remove one cable from the whole situation. We have a really nice billet throttle housing, billet throttle tube. So the thing is crazy, crazy strong. Easy to clean with this cap that comes off. You take that off, you can blast it out with brake clean and then shoot a bunch of dry lube or whatever in there to make it nice and happy. So I am a big fan of those. It falls into the bling category, to be honest. Now, if you are riding hard enduro and things like that, and you crash a lot, it's kind of nice to have a super strong throttle housing. But again, I would consider that more bling than anything. Now we'll go to our SXS hand guards. These to me are an absolute must. I do not like wraparound hand guards, not because I think I'm going to break my wrist, but because I just don't like them. They stiffen up the bars. They're a whole big thing. They're in the way. I'm not a fan. So I used to be, and my XR still has them on it. My kid doesn't anymore. Neither does my other kid. But yeah, I like flag handguards, and the SXS are hands down the strongest. I've tested the molecules, these, and the Enduro Engineering. The Enduro Engineering are the lightest and least intrusive, which I really like because they just take over the perch bolt or cap here, so you don't add anything to the bars. I really like that about them, but they are probably the weakest. The Molecule will be the next strongest. They're very strong, but these are the strongest. SXS, hands down strongest. He uses the heaviest HDPE or whatever. Yeah, they're just burly. I think that's what he calls them, is burly handguards. So they're amazing. Renthal grips, the Aramid grips, guys. I cannot tell you how much I like these. I've liked these grips since they came out. The one thing I don't like about the T-Rex is that you can't use lock-ons, and that's unfortunate. But fortunately, I can put the Aramids back on there. On my Fantic, I'm going to find a way to get the lock-ons. It's got a domino throttle, so I have to figure that out. But they make Aramid lock-ons now, which I really like. So yeah, big fan of those grips. They hold up well. They're nice and soft and squishy. Go here to the Mano de Dios, the counter shocks. You guys have asked me what that is. It's a tuned mass damper. For me, it's not bling. It is nice. It works well. I don't think it's a necessity, to be brutally honest. Thank you, Nathan, very much. This was given to me. He's given me one for all my bikes and my kids' bikes, and so I really appreciate him, and we all run them, and we like them. I don't think it's a necessity. I think suspension I would do before that, but it is really nice if you can afford it. They're $350, full money-back guarantee if you don't like it, so you can just try it if you have the money to try it. If you don't like it, you send it back. I'll give you all your money back. To me, it's like El Mano de Dios. The hand of God is just someone holding the front end of your bike just a little bit steadier all day. And then a long, long day, like the 6-hour race I just did, or a big day in the mountains, something like that, it actually makes a pretty big difference at the end of the day as to how your hands feel, your elbows feel, and all that stuff. So I do like it. Running Tusk levers, guys. Whatever. I'm not a big, levers are levers. As long as they are shaped basically like the OEM ones, kind of round. Anyway, I don't really care too much. Let's stay with the front of the bike here. We've got Yermosi wheels. Massive thank you to Robert Yermosi. He actually sent me these wheels to fit the Fantic. The cool thing about Robert and his wheels is that since it's the same brand and the hubs would be the same, all it took was another set of spacers for these to fit this bike. So I can go back and forth between this bike and the Fantic, which is really, really nice. But I really like his wheels. They're super, super strong. I haven't had to tighten a spoke one since I got them. I checked them when I got them. They're all perfect. I haven't had to tighten a single one. I've checked them numerous times and they're all perfect. So big thanks to Robert Yermosi. Also, huge shout out to Intech for the floating rotor. That thing is rad. I like floating rotors. Yamaha likes floating rotors. Lots of people do. Less brake fadelet. I'm not going to go into it. I have a whole video, I think, on that. So I like floating rotors. They're really good. They do kind of wear out eventually, the little pins or rivet, whatever you want to call those things. That's kind of a bummer, but I like them. Let's move back on the bike now, guys. So we got a large tank from IMS. I really like this tank. Now, as far as necessity versus nice versus bling, it all depends on what you're going to do with the motorcycle. Now, I want to race this bike. I want to go really long distances on this bike. I want to do all that stuff. So for me, the big tank was a necessity to get another whole gallon on board. What I love about this tank versus most bikes, big tanks, is it changes the bike zero. Absolutely, other than carrying another 7 pounds of fuel, it does not change the feel of the motorcycle at all, one bit at all. You can't even tell it's on there except for the fact that it's clear. And if you look back here, you can kind of see maybe that it's a little bit bigger right there, but it goes in underneath where the battery used to go, or where the battery still goes, but where the battery box was, the battery box comes out and the tank becomes the battery box. Some people saw my post about that. If you ride in a bunch of rain or you wash the bike a whole bunch, you'll get water in that box, in the thing with your battery, and that, that's not awesome, but all it takes is taking the seat off, you just pop the battery up out of the way, dry it out, let it dry out, put it back in there. So no big deal. And I will take that to have all that extra fuel on board. Big fan of that. I would put that in the it's nice to have, especially if you're going to ride long distances. You don't have to. The bike gets good gas mileage by itself, but it's nice. Along with that, we went with a dry brake and the TBT / Modified Machine Works extension to give this thing a really slick dry brake profile. No, you're not going to hang your wiener up on this unless you ride naked. And if you do ride naked, then I guess you might hang it up on this, but this doesn't get in the way. Don't even know it's there. I mean, unless you want to know it's there. But that obviously comes off, gas, back in. It seals really well. This is an aluminum cap with an O-ring. Really nice dry brake. Is a dry brake necessary? Absolutely not, unless you're racing and you want to go fast pit stops. To be honest, with that size tank, in my normal races, I won't need to pit stop, but I have dreams of taking this to some really big races, and I will need a dry brake. As we come back, seat, bone stock. People who whine about seats are people who don't stand up enough. That's all there is to it. That's all there is to it. If you whine about your seat, you just don't stand up enough on your motorcycle. So the seat's fine. totally fine. I sat down a ton in that 6-hour race. I didn't notice it at all. Oh, I got to come back here. Sorry. Bar ends from G-Rip. Bar ends, G space Rip bar ends. My buddy Rick Emerson makes these. They're a necessity. I love these things. Yeah. Get bar, if you're running flags, get bar ends. You'll have no problem. Guys, I'm running the Hammerhead Designs rear brake pedal. It's the forged one, so it is super strong with their clevis. It's really nice and really positive feel on the rear brake. I really like that a lot. I might put a stronger spring. It's already got a really strong spring on here. They've upgraded that since the last Yamaha I bought, so that's really cool. It actually gives pretty good feel, but I might put a Fast Company spring on here to get even more feel on it, but anyway, I like it a lot. Tying in with what's on the back wheel, back up to the front, Bulletproof Designs radiator guards. Guys, I won't ride a bike without them. I fall down too much, and I don't like to ruin my rides, so I like to keep my radiators in good shape. I've had those on every bike I've had for the last, 10 bikes probably, and I've never had a radiator failure out in the wild. So, or failure at all, but they're amazing. Yes, if you take a big shot like from the front, yes, it can still bend everything. I don't know what you're gonna. They don't make a great brace that comes back. Maybe someone does now, but there's a lot of stuff in the way with these bikes. So I'm sticking with Bulletproof Designs, and also they make the best rear disc guard and best front disc guard. Come over here, boom, there we go. Beautiful, strong aluminum. Now, I am on record and will still stay on record as saying that the front, I kind of like the one I have on my KTMs, or I used to have on my KTMs, from System Tech Racing, from John Bruckbauer, because the front blade was carbon, or G10 or whatever. Anyway, it slid off of rocks better. These will hang up on a rock if you're going down a really steep incline and you tag down on a rock, it tends to want to hang up. So it's a little sketchy that way. This bike is built more of a race bike, just a full-on, no messing around, hair scrambly race bike. So I'm not doing that kind of stuff that much with it. It's more like slamming into things at too fast a speed. So anyway. I like the Bulletproof Designs a lot. This side, we've got a Tusk shifter. Honestly, that's just because it's cool looking. I didn't need that, but I like it. It's pretty. That is absolutely just bling. Oh, as far as rating the Bulletproof Design stuff as to whether you need /nice/bling, need. 100% you need radiator guards. 100% I think you need rotor guards. Maybe if you race back east or motocross, you could do the plastic one. I don't know. But if you're riding the rocks like we do, you need them. And I would definitely go with Bulletproof Designs 100%. I truly cannot remember the gearing right now. I think that's a 49. It's a stock 13 on the front. I actually geared this bike up from stock because, again, I built it to race, not to go slow in the tight stuff. That's more what the Fantic is for now, although it's built kind of racy. I really don't have a super slow techie bike right now, but that's okay, because I'm not a super slow techie kind of guy. DDC rear sprockets, only sprocket I'll use. It's amazing, guys. They're the best in the business. They last forever. I had 500 hours on one once, so trust me when I say they're real good. I got an SXS skid plate to go along with those handguards. They're also best plastic ones in the business. John does an amazing job. He's very personable. He's a very good dude. He supports the sport. Yeah, SXS skid plates, slide plates, or anyway, best. Please use John. He's awesome. He also does a great job with the linkage coverage. It's really, really good. Obviously, your Mosi wheel on the back, Intech rotor on the back. We got an FMF, I already talked about the FMF pipe. I'm super excited to announce that we are sponsored by IRC tires right now. We don't have like a full year deal or anything like that, but I reached out, they gave me some tires. They said they'd help me out the end of the season. And we're gonna talk about a full deal maybe next year, but I'm calling them my tire sponsor. Honestly, I absolutely love the Tusk tires we used, but the Tusk tires have gone way up in price, and Rocky Mountain has stopped being able to give them out to us for free because they sell so many. They don't really need our advertising anymore, but then also More than that, the China tariff situation, threat of tariffs, let's say, because it actually hasn't happened yet, but the threat of tariffs have made those things more expensive, so they're not giving them away to us, just the channels. I'm sure their race team, obviously, are still getting free tires, and I really like the Tusk tires a lot. And actually, I'll probably be buying some for my kids, because they really like them a lot too. So I still like Tusk. I stock them at the shop to sell. They're very, very good. But I'm getting a deal from IRC, so I'm very happy to announce that. I also really like IRC. On this bike, I am running the VX40 in the rear and the VX30 in the front. On my Fantic, I'm running the JX8 on the rear. And I will be putting a VX40 or 30 on the front, but right now I still got a Bridgestone on there because it's still in good shape and there's no reason to change it right now. But we'll be moving over to IRC on the front of that too. Really like the IRC tires. These have a bunch of miles on them. We did a 150-mile ride around here, including pavement and desert and mountains and all that stuff. It worked great. Did a really wet, sloppy ride on the plateau last week. A couple weeks ago, and they did really well in the wet routes and stuff like that. And then I raced that 6-hour race, and they did great. I am got a couple lugs busted off, but I'm not taking them off anytime soon. That is not a surprise to me. That is, by the way, just normal wear considering what I was in over that big race. I think that's it. We have done nothing to the motor on this motorcycle. It is bone stock so far. Now, I do have plans. Make sure you stay tuned. Make sure you use the links in the description. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you click the little notification bell so you don't miss any videos that we're doing on this bike or any other bikes, because I have big plans for this engine. I think it's going to be really, really cool. It's going to be a while because I want to wear this one out, but we're going to try to do that as fast as we can. So I'm going to walk around here, make sure I'm not missing anybody. One thing, guys, that we did do on this bike with our valving is we added the triple adjuster to this shock. Just so you know, that is a really, really nice upgrade. Not terribly expensive, and I would put that in the, if you're going to bother doing suspension, like all the valving, yeah, spend the extra money and get that. Is it necessary? Absolutely not. Is it really, really nice? Yes. And if, again, you're spending $1,200, $1,400 on suspension, why not spend another $200? Get that, and there's no extra labor involved, obviously. Anyway, it's worth it. It's really, really good. Oh, I did on the airbox. Let's see. Actually, let's take a look. You guys are the first ones who are going to see what this thing looks like after that dirty, nasty, dusty race. The only other performance kind of thingy I did, which I don't know if I'd even call it performance, just, woo, that is one race. I didn't practice or anything, but I did get the twin air kit for this thing. So it's got a bolt here instead of a little strappy thing to make it a little more secure, and the air filter cage doesn't have any mesh in it, no screen or anything like that, so no backfire screen. So it breathes a little bit better, but obviously still sealed as well. Another thing I want to mention are the Astra bars I put on this bike. I really, really like these. At first, I wasn't 100% sure I wanted to run the Geminis, the Alfredo Gomez bend. They're 35 millimeter Gemini bend, because I had switched to the Aurora bend on the Fantic. I really like those, but I really like this on the 4-stroke. I feel like it's a little bit taller, a little bit different bend. I really, really, really like those quite a bit. Oh, as far as rating, like the wheels, do you need these wheels? No, you do not need an extra set of wheels. The wheels that come on this motorcycle are freaking incredible, okay? They're stock hubs. They're just they're just cast hubs, but they're good, strong hubs. But they come with the really nice Excel Takasago wheels, like hoops, and anyway, they're amazing. So you do not need wheels. Those are more bling / convenience to have a couple sets of wheels, so you can have different sets of tires for different terrain, things like that. I'm very blessed to have extra things. You don't need them. But as far as the things, let's go back over the things that I think oh, crap. Hang on. Probably the coolest thing that I did to this bike is this right here. You'll notice there is no cable. This is a Brembo master cylinder. I installed the Valentini Technologies hydraulic clutch on this bike, and I am so happy that I did. It's honestly not so much for the pull, because the pull of the cable clutch on this is actually really, really nice. It might actually be lighter than the Brembo. If I'm honest, I think it actually might be a lighter pull, maybe a little bit better feel, although I don't think so. I like the feel of the Brembo. But the cool part, the reason that hydraulic clutches are even cool is the fact that you never have to adjust them. No matter how hot the clutch gets, no matter how hot the bike gets, no matter how hard you abuse the clutch, you never ever have to adjust it. You don't have to roll that little wheel. Yes, they put a big easy knob on it, although the stock easy knob isn't that easy. When you buy an aftermarket perch and all that, it gets a little easier. But like, you don't ever have to adjust it no matter how hard you beat on it. And I beat on this thing for 6 hours, and I've beat on it in the mountains and some hard stuff. It is so nice not to have to adjust the clutch at all, because of the hydraulic nature of it. The slave cylinder moves in and out as things get hot and cold and whatever. It's just really great. So really, really easy to install. This just goes on the handlebars, the other one comes off, and then under here, you can see. Quick note, this bike is dirty because that's what race bikes look like when you actually use them. That's what we're doing here. I'm not gonna show you some shiny motorcycle. I'm gonna wash it right after I finish filming this, but yeah. I get tired of seeing bike builds with perfectly shiny, unscratched bikes. Looks like no one actually rode them. So this thing's been ridden by me, my kids, my friends. Everybody's ridden this bike. And yeah, it's been thrown on the ground. Like the fender, my kid did that. Anyway, you see the little slave cylinder sits right there. Super clean, super out of the way. Not gonna get hurt by anything. Install is crazy easy on this thing, guys. The Valentini, is it necessary? Absolutely not. The normal cable clutch is just fine. This is expensive. I think it's $700 or $800, and you got to ship it from Europe. So it's definitely not necessary, but it falls into the category, in my opinion, of if you can afford it, absolutely do it. Because again, the feel is good. The lightness of the pull is good, but most importantly, never ever adjust it. It's so nice. You just hammer, hammer, hammer on that thing. It's brilliant. I really, really like that clutch. Again, it's not necessary, but if you have some extra money, if you're not broke, you can afford to do cool stuff to your bike, I recommend the Valentini clutch. I don't sell them. You can go directly to valentinitechnologies.com, I think is what it is. I'll make sure I put a link in the description for them. Make sure you told them you heard about it from me, that I'm doing my job. They did give me this. It was free for me, and I really appreciate that. Actually, I paid for shipping, so it wasn't totally free, but I appreciate them very much. But again, I think moving forward, if I get Yamahas that can have that, I will probably be buying one for that. So I think that's about it, guys. Thank you all who have joined me and reached out, asked questions about these things. Please comment below any questions you have about this bike, this build / setup, whatever you want to call it. I really am very, very proud of this. I think it turned out really well. I think it turned out to be exactly what I wanted it to be, which is a full-on, no messing around, like 6 days style race bike. I did take the headlight out of it because I don't need a headlight for any of the racing I'm doing right now, and I have a whole separate mask. Make sure you stay tuned and subscribe and all that stuff because of that, because I've got another mask set up with a moto-minded light setup that's going to be bad to the bone for doing some night riding here real soon. So yeah, I took the headlight out. I got some mesh coming I'm going to build in there to kind of just clean that up, make it look nice. But yeah, I just don't need a headlight for the racing I'm doing, but this is what I like to call a 6 days style race bike, because it's still got lights. I can still run a light if I need to, and you have to run lights for 6 days. They have to be burning all day, every day, to finish the ride. So really happy about this thing. Really, really, really proud of it, guys. If you want any of these parts, you want to buy them from me, reach out to Morgan at Highland-Cycles.com, or you can call the shop, 970-240-2197. We can drop ship things direct from Intech, direct from XC Gear, direct from Bulletproof Designs. I think pretty much anybody, SXS, Countershocks, all these guys, I can drop ship to you guys. So we make a little bit of money, they get all their money, you get your awesome parts. And then again, if you shop with Rocky Mountain, please use our link. yeah, make sure you stay tuned, guys. We got lots more racing to do on this, and we are gaining ground on the 125 back there. I just shot the video of doing the full suspension rebuild on that, and upgrade, actually. We did a pretty cool upgrade with that. So make sure you check that out. Also, make sure you get your entries for that bike. You can win that motorcycle. No, I'm not giving away this or the Fantic. That's not happening, at least not anytime soon, for a very long time. So I'm gonna ride the crap out of these motorcycles and get some real time on them so I can give you a real no messing around long-term review, not 50 hours or 30 hours or whatever, like some of the other channels. We're gonna put hundreds of hours on these bikes and let you know what it looks like to own one for that long. So I love you guys so very much. Thank you for watching all these crazy videos. Thank you for all the support. Thank you for everything. Members, by the way, got a shout out. I don't do that enough. Members, you are watching this earlier than everybody else. Members, I love you. Thank you so much. If you're not a member of the channel and you want to be a member of the channel, click on the little join button. It's a financial donation to us every month. It does help us out. I'm trying to turn this YouTube channel into an actual business that will free me up from my other business so I can do even cooler, more awesome things. Come visit more of you around the country and around the world. So yeah, I love you guys, and we'll see you on the next one.